Hello paisanos, it's me Ian63. I know I'm a few days late, but here is my review on the amazing Digital Circus episode 7, the beach episode, and Suction Cup Man 5, Rise and Grind. So let's go ahead and start off with, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and start off with Digital Circus. So first of all, what I really loved about this episode, now I still think 6 is still a bit better in my opinion, but I won't lie, I think this might be my second favorite because of just how the stakes were very even higher here. But we start off with Kane, who basically, with this whole Chinese door gimmick and stuff. Now, this door will come later in the episode. Remember this door. And then they go on a beach episode, which may seem normal at first, but something bigger is happening here. It starts off with this like, odd CGI scene with Jax just, probably in his dream or something, just sleeping or something. Then he gets startled. And then this is the guy here that turns out to be a worker, a former employee, and he was the guy who created this whole digital circus. So they go to this Chinese door room, and this is obviously the backstory here. And after that, basically, you know, they make a plan and stuff. But it's really interesting to finally see the backstory all unrevealed. And this guy has been watching them. So finally, but the most emotional part is he was just seeing this because how these guys kept their sanity together and how this guy almost lost his. But after that, we have a very odd scene with Jax and Kane having the most development here. Although Jax doesn't really care about Kane, and foreshadowing that he's very pissed and just had it with this guy's BS and stuff. And then we have a scene right here where now the other crew is obviously...
Hi, Gangle. Is it Bull? You startled me. So, we couldn't hurt to at least give him a...
Kinger. About Kinger and stuff, and... Generally, I don't know what was this guy saying that Kinger would do something bad, because really, foreshadowing, Kinger didn't really do anything. Sorry if I spoiled that, but...
It's nothing.
And then after that, they go through this room to collect some gloves and stuff, and then they make it on top of this balloon, and this is the first time we get to see the office of this place. Kane's office. And thus, we finally get to see the main room and stuff. The red button will close... The red button will close this console and keep all the players inside the circus. And the blue button will basically end the game and disconnect. And unfortunately, Pominoy just overcomplicates this BS, sadly. Which should have just clicked this blue button just to get out. But Pominoy... Just, yeah, this is the first time finally where I have, like, just anger towards her. Just had to ruin everything.
Here, boys. The choice of what?
Kinger, do you want to make the choice?
The choice of what?
Are you sure he's all the way here?
Hey, yeah, wait, don't we all want to press leave? Why leave it up to him?
What if there's something we don't know? Maybe we should give it a little more time?
Oh, yeah. I love pressing buttons. You, want me to press one of those?
Look, we press, Kane's gonna know we were here.
Yeah, and this is where Jack is having PTSD war flashbacks. And he presses the... red button, unfortunately. So Jack sadly ended up, well, ruining everything. But really it was more Pumini's fault for not just pressing the damn blue button already and just get it over with. Ah, typical Pumini just ruining it. But okay, I'm sorry if I'm hating her too much. I get it that maybe she has trauma and stuff. But why couldn't you just press the blue button and just get it over with? Seriously? But oh well, I can't really feel sympathy now anymore because these guys did them to themselves. Well, this person.
I
You know, last episode we thought Jax was the most evil, but now it turns out now it's usually Kane. It's funny how one episode can just like suppress.
Our minds too, can't you? The stupid sauce, the vegan thing, God knows what else.
Our names.
No, hold on, guys. Wait. I may have the ability to add temporary modifiers to make adventures more interesting, but that's it. If I did anything more, trust me, you know the.
And yeah, that was episode 7. So now, you know, it's ironically last episode, back in episode 6, we thought Jax might have been the most evil and stuff, but it turns out no. Well, I already really predicted this on the pilot, but Kane is obviously the most evil here because, well, I guess he's an AI and stuff, but he's still, like, you know, just torturing them and stuff, and it takes finally realizing that they finally caught up with this and stuff. But yeah. But it's crazy how one episode can just kind of change our perspectives and stuff. Of who do we thought who was the most evil. And yeah. But that was the Amazing Digital Circus episode 7. It was overall really great. Now on to Suction Cup Man episode 5. Rise and Grind. So obviously it starts with Suction Cup Man obviously doing the climb, having a feud with the boss, and obviously give me back my helmet where he steals from him, and he gets amnesia. And finally, for the first time ever, we got to see the human side of this guy.
That must be. You know what? I can help you. You can work for me.
Yep, you can work for me. You know, that's actually pretty ironically nice from this guy, since I thought used to think this guy is corporate, but I'm glad that Pymations at least developed a healthy relationship, and we got to see the human sides of Suction Cup Man and corporate boss, more than just, you know, doing corporate taxes and climbing buildings and stuff. And this was actually a nice refreshment, you know, just for once. And, you know, I gotta say, he actually looks really dang great. I never knew Suction Cup Man could look very gorgeous with this suit.
Should be no problem.
And but then it starts to bit of backfire him, where Suction Cup Man seems to be the superior boss now, where he fires all these people, he becomes promoted a lot, and he sends stuff to the Finland, which I think is shareholders and stuff. And then he's obviously going to ascend to the ranks, and he does not like this, gets a PTSD flashback, and obviously he has to knock him out, obviously. Back to his regular Suction Cup Man life.
Listen, don't stop up here. Well, time to start climbing stuff for my suction cups. Let's go. Goodbye, Craig Raisins.
Craig Raisins.
So, what are we gonna do with Craig?
Craig would have wanted. Oh boy, I wonder what I should climb first. Jump scare.
And yeah, jump scare from that. But overall, I gotta say, honestly, that was definitely a really great episode. I really love the character development between both Suction Cup Man and the boss corporate CEO. But yeah, but anyways, that was overall my thoughts and reviews on both the Amazing Digital Circus episode 7, the beach episode, and Suction Cup Man 5, Rise and Shine. Amazing, great episodes, more character development, and got to see new whole layers of this lore and stuff. And definitely, I think I cannot wait for episode 8 of Digital Circus and Suction Cup Man 6. But great work, Gooseworks and Pymations. Anyways, this is Insta3 saying goodbye and farewell, and I hope you guys enjoy my review on these 2 peak episodes and maybe the best episodes in this series yet. So anyways, this is Insta3 saying farewell.